Greetings, collectors. My name is Ed Green, and welcome to Safe at Home Sports Cards on YouTube. Thank you for joining me as I share my collecting journey, which started as an 8-year-old in 1973 and continues to this day with the same passion and enthusiasm. If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button and subscribe. And as always, comments and feedback are welcome. Before we start today's episode, I would like to mention that this weekend, June 25th and 26th, is the Hobby Palooza 2022 event on Bench Clear Media channel on YouTube. This event will feature 23 content creators from various forms of collecting with guests, and it's like a content creator smorgasbord. They're all quality content creators who were selected specifically for their niche and their expertise. So there's quite a bit that can be learned over the next 2 days with all the different content creators that are out there. So I highly recommend making some time to check out those you know and maybe some that you don't know who could become favorites very quickly. Some favorites of mine that will be appearing are John Keating, That 70s Card Show, John Newman, Sports Card Nation, Mike Moynihan, Baseball Collector, and Ray from Philly. And also the Hobby Hotline crew will be broadcasting on this also. So it's a wide open, various different collecting expertise, interests, and there's something for everyone. So I highly recommend you check it out. Again, it's Saturday and Sunday, June 25th and 26th. I will put a crawl at the bottom of the screen with the tentative lineup, but you can also visit the Bench Clear Media website, and they'll have up-to-date schedules and who will be on, and all the detailed information is there. And I will also include a link to the Bench Clear Media YouTube channel where you can view all the content. So without further ado, let's get to the works of this episode. The episode is the completion of the Yaz Project, which you can see behind me in the case. Now, this project is a collection of Topps Playing Day base cards in PSA graded slabs. There's 24 cards altogether, encompassing Yaz's career from 1960 to 1983. I was supposed to produce this last weekend as the final card in the project was on its way and supposed to be here for Friday of last week, but it was delayed in the USPS system, and it didn't arrive until yesterday. But here it is, the 1973 Topps Collier Yastrzemski, which ironically was the card that started my collecting days in 1973, as this card was in the first pack I opened, and I've been hooked ever since. So now that I have this, the project is complete, and I would like to share that with you all. Now, I'm not going to sit here and try to focus every card in the collection so you can see. Instead, I've made a slideshow, and we'll go through that, and you get a better view, better detail of each individual card, front and back. So let's bring that up, and we'll start with the 1960 Topps number 148 Topps rookie card, Sport Magazine 1960 Rookie Star. What's particularly appealing to me on this is the artwork. It's fantastic artwork, but I like the ribbon. It gives that sort of award type of feel to the card. Now you can see there's a little bit of print circles on the black and on the blue of the ribbon, but overall this is a very sharp looking card for a PSA 3. The edges are fairly clean, and the corners, while not perfect, they don't take away from the appeal of the card. The back of the card, which appeals to me because it gives you a little synopsis of the player, and it also gives you a little bit of information where here it states that Yaz was a 31-point average scorer in high school basketball. And in the description, it says it looks like he'll be able to cash in this year on a reported $100,000 signing bonus. and he was sought by every club in the major leagues and debuted in the Carolina League, winning the MVP. Moving along to 1961, another illustration over photo. This is the star rookie, but it's a much larger image, much more prominent on the card. This is a very good to excellent 4, but the edges are clean, the corners are fairly sharp. You have the nameplate at the bottom with the team name, which allows the photo to be very prominent. And on the back, you have another little paragraph about Yaz, and you have three smaller bits of information at the bottom, again referring back to his $100,000 signing bonus, the MVP award in the Carolina League, and that he was a top basketball player in high school. So we move on to 1962. Now, this wood grain border was fairly well known for its chipping, and trying to find a card in excellent or mint condition is almost impossible. This one's a little off center, top to bottom and left to right. It's an excellent 4, very good, excellent 4. And it's a posed photo with 3 bats in the on deck circle, with the name in the lower right corner and underneath the team and the position. And this is another card that, for its time, is very clean on the back. The chipping issues on the front notwithstanding, but the back is really clean. And again, it has information about Yaz, and it also states that he hit .512 during his high school playing days. Again, to 1963 tops, number 115. This is an excellent 5, off center a little bit, probably like 70-30 centering, but still a very sharp looking card. The blue border the blue on the bottom allows the floors of the corners and the edges to be a little bit more prominent, but otherwise the card is fairly clean. The corners are not overly damaged. The front of the card has the let's go back. The front of the card has a very prominent picture, a well-focused up-close image of Yaz, and then down below, a smaller image of him in the batting stance, accompanied by the name and team name and position plate. The back of the card, very easy to read. The contrast of the black on yellow, makes this very easy to read without really having to focus in. And it also states that Carl attends Notre Dame in the winter, which is where he was on a basketball scholarship when he decided to take a shot at a baseball career. 1964, here's where tops is almost like they are today. The same photo, exact same photo as the 1963. The team name at the top, the nameplate underneath in red. And this one is a little off center, top to bottom, but it doesn't meet the OC qualifier, which is kind of surprising because it looks like the name at the top almost got chopped off. The back of the card, fairly easy to read. The corners and edges are in good shape, and this states that great things were predicted for Carl when he joined the Red Sox, and his expectations were fulfilled by winning the batting crown. He also led the league in hits and doubles in 1963. 1965, my birth year set, one of my favorite sets of all time. Just an excellent looking card. And this one is very well centered. The corners and the edges are very sharp. How it got a 3.5, I don't know. I've looked this card up and down, side to side, and I don't see where it would be a 3.5, but I'm not the grader. But this one has a nice picture of Yaz appearing to be posed in looking for a pop-up situation. And it has the pennant style name tag, team tag, and the name and position below. This is a very sharp looking card. And the back, even with the green background, the corners and the edges are not much affected with wear or discoloration. Again, overall, this is just a sharp looking card. States that Carl won the Carolina League batting crown in 1959, and then goes on further to say he started slow in 1964, but he didn't have an off season. Batted .361 in July, tied for the league lead with 19 assists, and was the batting champ in 1963. Now we move on to the 1966, and if you can remember what the 65 looked like at a 3.5, it's amazing with the centering issues on this one that it's a 4. Again, the subjectivity of grading is what it is. But this card is probably a 95.5 on the centering left to right. Yeah, it didn't get the OC designation, but it's still a sharp-looking card. It's a great-looking set. The subtle banner with the team name and the bottom nameplate with the player name and position allows the photo to really take prominence on this card. And the back is, again, you see the off center, probably a little gum stain on the left-hand side. But this is another card that the contrast in text to background makes it very easy to read. States that Carl began his career at second base, and he was no stranger to batting championships, Carolina League hitting king. Again, that's referred to. And he also led the league in doubles and putouts. And in 1960, he failed to win the American Association batting title by 1 point, which happened to him in the major leagues too with Alex Johnson. 1967, the year Yaz became a legend. This is also a great looking card because it features the photo very prominently with just a small space up top for the player name and position, and then you have the space at the bottom for the team name, but the photo really takes over on this card. Now this one has a little bit of corner wear, but the edges are really great looking. The back has a nice contrast with text to background, has all his career stats, a couple of panels with small blurbs, and then you have a little bit more further information in that paragraph. This is also a sharp-looking card. The 1968, number 250, this is in a near mint 7. You have the grainy background with a nice photo of Yaz completing a swing. Then you have the name at the bottom with the circular outfield and team name to the lower right. The back, again, very easy to read. Corners and edges look great on this card. And you have the career statistics up to that point. And it also touches on that Yaz is one of the game's best clutch hitters. He blossomed into a superstar last season, which was the 67 Triple Crown year. This is his age 26 season, and he was named the AL's most valuable player as the Red Sox captured the pennant, won the Triple Crown, and smashed 3 home runs against the Cardinals in the World Series. 1969. This is an excellent to mint 6. Centering is not bad at all, top to bottom and left to right. You have the circular name outfield designation on the upper left and the team name at the bottom. Another great shot of Yaz in a swing and with that stoic, serious look on his face. Great photo. The back, again, it's very easy to read, very well contrasted with the text and background. Opening day, he hit 2 home runs in 1968, and he became the 8th man in history of the American League to win 2 consecutive batting titles when he won it in 68 after following up the 67 season. Again, this card is in great shape, especially with the color background. There's really no chipping or discoloration, and the corners and edges are very sharp. Nice card. The 1970 tops, this is an excellent 5. Centering issues top to bottom. A little bit of wear on the corners. The edges look to be pretty clean. It's a nice photo of Yaz in Yankee Stadium, and you have the team name in the upper right corner and the player name and position down below, which sets up very nice for this photo to dominate the presence on the card. The back of the card, very easy to read. Yaz was the only regular to hit 300 in 1968, which he won the batting title with an average of 301, which led to the major leagues lowering the mounds. But this is a great looking card. The edges are nice. The corners little bit of wear, but nothing to take away from the beauty of the card. 1971 Topps, excellent 5. And this is a set that had quite a bit of issues with chipping and edge wear and corners. Very difficult to find a card in this set above a 6. But this one is a 5. You can see the wear in the corners and the edges. 5, I think, is a generous grade on this based on that, but and the centering is not perfect. The back is nice looking, and it doesn't show the wear as much with the light green background. And now you see that they're just showing the previous season stats and then the aggregate lifetime stats. But it's a nice picture on the back also, and that takes up a good amount of the back of the card. And you also have that he was voted MVP of the 1970 All-Star Game. He had 4 hits in that game. He's now second to Ted Williams on the Red Sox home run list, and he just missed his 4th batting title in the previous season, again, when he lost by less than a point to Alex Johnson. First year in Pro Ball, 1959, and his first game in the Major Leagues was 1961. 1972. This one is probably my top 5 favorites of all-time Topps designs. It's just the colorful, the popping of the team name at the top. Very small nameplate, which allows the picture to take up a good amount of space. Again, this is another swinging pose photo of Yaz, and based on the background, this is probably in spring training. This card is a 5. But it has nice edges, nice corners, a little off center, top to bottom, and left to right. But overall, this is a great looking card, and it's a great looking set. The back, this sets up very nice, very, very visually appealing. The top to bottom centering is a little off, but it is the back of the card, so that doesn't take away anything from it. This issue would have different trivia questions and things of that sort. And this one asked how many times Yaz led the outfielders in assists, which was 5 times. And this refers back to his Triple Crown season and MVP of 67. 1973 Topps, the card that started it all, the final piece of this puzzle. This is a great looking card for so many reasons. It's a great photo. I like the way the bottom is laid out with the team name at the bottom. Up above that is the player name, and you have the little illustration of the position. I can't say enough good things about this set. It's so sentimental to me. I just enjoy this set tremendously. Now the back has, with the color of black, it has some chipping and edge issues on there, and you can see this at the bottom here where the corners are fairly worn, and the top edge is a little bit worn also. But this is just a fantastic looking card, a great looking set, and very close to my heart. 74 Topps. This is an excellent 5, and this one is, I guess people are in or out on this one. Some people love this set. Some people very much dislike it, and there's not really that many in the middle. But I like this particular set. You have the city at the top, the team at the bottom, and then position top right, and the name on the lower left. And again, another great pose of Yaz swinging. And this is a great set. The edges on this card are nice. The corners are not too bad. The back looks very good. We have a little blurb here where Kyle owns his own auto dealership in Boston. And then you also see where he led the AL in batting 3 times, runs scored twice, and base hits twice. At this point, he's put together quite the resume of statistics, where he's up to 288 home runs with over 1,100 RBIs on a 292 batting average. And the back edges and corners are in pretty good shape on this card. Now, the 75 Topps. This is an excellent to mint 6. Centering top to bottom is a little off. Left to right is also a little bit off. But otherwise, this is a great looking card. The edges and corners look okay. Now, when you get to the blue at the bottom, you can see a little bit of wear, a little color loss on the corners there. But this is a great looking set. But the only thing that has been a question of mine forever is why the blue and yellow. This set just, it doesn't make sense with their color schemes. You would think that they would have used the team colors like red and blue for the Red Sox and so on. But again, this could be somebody who was a fortune teller, because now they wear those Boston 617 blue and yellow jerseys to honor the Boston Marathon. So maybe somebody saw something coming. But this is a great looking card nonetheless. The back is a little tougher to read. This is one of the few at this time of tops that the contrast really wasn't very clear. This one can be a little tough to read from a distance or with older eyes. But the question on this card is what team traded Frank Robinson to Baltimore, and that would be the Cincinnati Reds in 1965. And boy, I'll bet you they wish they had Frank Robinson back in 1970 when they lost to the Orioles in the World Series. 1976 tops. This is a great action photo. Can't really tell where it's at. Can't tell by the catcher where this is at. But it looks like Yaz hit one a long way, because if you look at his eyes and the trajectory that his eyes are looking, it looks like he got a hold of this one. But this is a great card and a nice looking set. You have the illustration of the position at the bottom left corner with the nameplate and with the nameplate above the team name. It's a nice looking card. The edges are nice. The corners are not. They don't have too much wear. 76. That was a great set. The back of it again. Now Topps is back with their well contrasted backs to make it easier to read. But now we don't have any information on the players or any blurbs about baseball in general, which is kind of disappointing to me as a kid, because I would read the backs of all the cards, and that's how I acquired a lot of the knowledge of baseball that I did when I was a kid. But nonetheless, this is a great looking card. 1977, excellent 5. This is just the plain white with the photo, again, pretty prominent, action photo. Oh, game situation photo. There's not much action going on there. But you have the team name prominent at the top with the position in a little pennant and the player name below the team. This is a classic pose by Yaz. Whether he was in left field or at first base, he kind of assumed that same position on the field. Nice looking card. Corners are not bad. Edges are pretty sharp, but the photo is a little, almost like a little crooked if you look at it. It's not just off center. It looks like it's not aligned very well, but this is a sharp looking card. And the back looks great. There's no edge wear, no corner wear. This is a really nice looking card. Now we're back to the little blurbs on the back of the cards, and this one states that the circular metal weight placed on bats is called a donut. I'm not sure if there was anybody out there who followed the game that needed that information, but you never know. But a nice card nonetheless. 1978, we're up to Yaz's age 39 season. This is an excellent to mint. This card, this set is bittersweet to me for a couple of reasons. One, it was 78 with the Bucky Dent game that ended that season. And it's also the last year of the red caps that the Red Sox wore from 75 to 78. In 79, they'd revert back to their traditional button-down belted uniforms. So this one is almost like an end of an era to me. In this photo of Yaz, you can see the graying in the sideburns. So it's almost like a transitionary year of cards. And you have the All-Star badge on within the photo. Then you have the team name and the player name at the bottom. But like I said, this card is this set this year is somewhat bittersweet for several reasons. Back of the card is contrasted fairly well. It's the blurbs are replaced by this game play ball, which never really took off with me. Once you played it once or looked at the cards, you kind of knew. And it's just something I wasn't interested in at that time as a 13-year-old. But You can see Yaz is continuing to master stats, and there's really not much room on the back of that card for anything else. 1979, Yaz's age 40 season. This is a mint 9 with the off-center qualifier, and it is off-center, but it's nowhere near close to the off-center of the 1966, which didn't even get the OC qualifier. But this is a photo similar to the one used in the 78 card, just a different angle, and it might actually be the same pose from a different angle. But again, you see the graying in the sideburns of Yaz, and the twilight years are here. But this is a great card. I like the name, the team name panel at the bottom with the name and position above that, and the Topps logo in the baseball. Just great looking card. Edges and corners are in great shape on this card. And as you see the back, the information you'll find on the back of this card is what happened. And this particular card is July 7th, 1923. And it states the Indians bombarded the Red Sox by a score of 27-3. Now, I would think that that information probably would be contained on a Cleveland Indians card, but it's there and it involves the Red Sox. So who am I to tell? But this one also has great corner appearance on the back, great edges. Very nice card. We flip into the next decade of Yaz's career, and this is the 1980 Topps, and this is a 5. Centering is pretty good. Top to bottom may be a little off based on the space above the name, but the name located on the top with the All-Star designation and the mini pennant with the position and another mini pennant or ribbon at the bottom with the team name. This is an action photo, and it looks very nice. It's a nice photo of Yaz at the plate. This looks like it could be Yankee Stadium based on the background, but I'm not sure, although a lot of the photos at that time were taken in Yankee Stadium. But this is a great looking card, and it's Yaz's age 41 season. The back, I believe this is the first time in this run that we've seen this color scheme, but it's not bad. It's fairly clear to see. It also states that he won the Triple Crown in 1967, and other than that, it's just all his stats, and now he's up to, at this point, he's hit his 400th home run the previous season, and he got his 3,000th hit. So he's well on his way to the Hall of Fame. 1981, Topps, near mint 7. This is a nice card. What I like about this card is the baseball cap in the lower left. It's something different that Topps produced, and it was just like kind of a change of pace. You have the name at the bottom and the Topps logo in the baseball to the lower right. But I like the touch of the baseball hat. There's not really much about this set that jumps out at you, but it's a little bit different. And the centering on this card is outstanding. The edges look really clean. The corners, outside of the upper left-hand corner, the corners are in really good shape. The back of the card is strictly statistic driven and very clean on the edges and corners there too. Nice looking card. Now we have 1982 Topps, near mint 8. Now this set just never really appealed to me. I don't think there's anything bad about it, but I look at this and it's just like, okay. Nice picture of Yaz. He's in his next to his last season and kind of just giving that look like taking it all in. You get the red and blue, whatever type of design that is at the bottom with the position. And then you have the team name with the player name underneath. I don't know, the card is a great looking card. It's in great shape. Just that set never really did it for me. But it's a Yaz card, so to me it's beautiful. Now you have the background, the blue on green background. Starting to get tough to read the numbers because there's so many of them there. But this is a sharp looking back of the card. Corners are great. There's not much discoloration or edge wear. Nice looking card again. And then you have the final Yaz card, and this is the 83 Topps, number 550. It's a mint 9, a little bit off center left to right, but this is a great set. This is iconic. It's a nice close-up photo in the lower left in the circle with the name, position, and team name accompanying that. And then you have what looks like Yaz hitting fungos, and perhaps he was getting ready to go into a career in coaching because he was definitely in the final year of his career. But the card is sharp. The edges are super clean, corners are pretty crisp, and the back of the card is no gum stains, corners clean, edges clean, great looking card. And it's a wonderful card for Yaz to ride off into the sunset on. I think this set is, again, it's one of the better sets that Topps has issued. And finally, we have the collection, the Yaz Project, complete. It looks great displayed this way. The 6 across, 4 down. I think the case is perfect size for this collection. And this is what you see behind me when you see me on the camera. And very, very good feeling to accomplish putting this together. It took about 2.5 years, but I think it's just great to look at. One of the greatest players of all time. And one of only 3 players with 1,800 hits, walks, and runs scored. The only other 3 were Barry Bonds and Babe Ruth, the other 2. But there's your Yaz run from 1960 all the way to 1983, and an outstanding career that it was. And here's one of my most prized possessions. This is a signed ball that I got from Yaz at a not a show, but at a hotel appearance that he did in November of 2019, just before the pandemic shut things down. I don't even know if he's made any appearances since then. And this is what I like to call my certificate of authenticity. Yaz and I. What a great picture. That was a great experience. I probably only got to talk to him for about a minute while he was signing and, exchanging pleasantries, but I let him know how much of a factor he was in my collecting, in my fandom. It was just an outstanding day for me to have met him after all those years of watching him, admiring him, collecting him. And he didn't disappoint. It was very brief, but he was very gracious, and I was very appreciative of that. So there you have it. There's my Yaz project, finally complete. Such a good feeling, and I'm so very happy I was able to share it with you, and I appreciate you watching. In closing, don't forget Hobbypalooza. Some great content providers are going to be on throughout this weekend, and like I said, it's like a content provider smorgasbord. Some outstanding individuals with some outstanding stories and guests, and it's going to be a great time. So I hope you're able to consume as much as you can live, and if not, you can always go back. It's on the Bench Clear Media website, on the Bench Clear Media YouTube channel, and I'm going to leave that information. I don't even think I put the crawl up, did I? I'm going to leave that information to link to the YouTube channel and the Bench Clear Media site in the comments section. And it's just going to be a great weekend. But once again, thank you for joining me for my Yaz project. And you can look for other things such as that and some, off the radar sets coming up. There's a couple of deep dives I want to do. But just if you like this content, please hit the like button, subscribe, and I will see you on the next episode. Thank you very much. Stay safe and happy collecting.